on Press TV. We're going to cross over to political commentator Mr. Said Zulficar joining us from Paris. Mr. Zulficar, our correspondent earlier stated that last night, that would be the 21st night of the Israeli onslaught on Gaza, was one of the worst nights and most violent nights that Gazans have ever experienced in recent times. Now, this comes at the very night where the international community and the United Nations Security Council finally stood up and just made an announcement, a presidential statement for the assaults to cease and the hostilities to stop. How do you explain this total disregard of the Israelis that they have for the international community and international law?
Well, I don't think that Israel has ever been a lawful agent in any case. I mean, it's an outlaw state. It's an illegitimate state. It does not recognize although it signed them, it doesn't recognize the Geneva Conventions. It is just applying brute force. And this is a symptom that, in fact, their policy of breaking the Palestinian resistance has not so far succeeded. So they want to really smash Gaza completely. They don't care about international sanctions because no sanctions will ever be put on Israel, having America as its main backer. And in order to get United Nations backing, you have to get the Chapter 7 voted. The Americans would never vote for Chapter 7, which would impose on Israel both sanctions and oblige it to stop its criminal behavior. This will never happen, even though you have a foreign minister like Mr. Kerry, who for the first time, I think, in the history of Israeli-American relations has finally put up a plan for stopping the fighting, which was not one-sided, which was, I would consider, an objective and balanced plan to prevent the destruction of Gaza. The Israelis feel strong enough to be able to oppose it and to refuse it totally, because they have American Congress entirely in their hands through the American-Israeli Public Actions Committee, which is in fact the real ruler of Congress as far as the Middle East is concerned. They know perfectly well that the American government has its hands tied, because Congress would never move on any decision against Israel. So they feel quite comfortable. As long as America is unable to impose upon them a stoppage of this war, they will continue until they have completely destroyed Gaza. They are, I think they feel somewhat frustrated that so far the resistance has been able to fight back for nearly 1 month, over 3 weeks now, having its infrastructures destroyed, its hospitals now being destroyed. They will never break the stamina, the morale of the Palestinian population.
Sure.
But their intent is to cause such harm that people will put down their arms.
Mr. Zulficar, many are calling America's support for the Israelis, they're calling it blind support. We've seen various comments stating that the United States is also intending to double its funding for Israel's air defense system in 2015. Now, this all comes as the entire world and even people in the United States are condemning the Israeli attacks. Benjamin Netanyahu has already stated that the Israelis don't care about public opinion. It seems that maybe American officials don't care about it either.
Well, I think the Israelis feel comfortable that they have infiltrated, I mean, for some years now, not just under Obama, they have infiltrated all the crucial crucial positions in both the foreign ministry, what they call the State Department, in the Pentagon, and in the White House. They have their people there, their agents, and they know how to block. Supposing you have a president who would want to take a more objective, a more balanced role, he will be blocked at the second and third levels of the administration. Then they have the Congress on their side because they finance all the electoral campaigns of both parties. They have every single member of Congress receives financial assistance for his elections from the Jewish lobby. So they know that they can control America, and they do control America. What's his name? Sharon did state it publicly on Israel television on the 3rd of October 2001 when he was speaking to Peres. Peres was warning him, the Americans won't be happy with what we're doing. He said, don't care about the Americans. We control the Americans, and they know it. And this is a fact until now, even though you have a foreign minister and a president who would like to take a more balanced position. But the administration and the domestic politics are such that their hands are tied and they cannot change American policy. Israel is their partner. It is their strategic partner in the Middle East, and they're not prepared to lose it as such.